Welcome back to another edition of NBA Shorts. We have our guy, Jarrod Prosser, myself, Trey Daubert, and today we're going to be talking about Blake Griffin, who is the newest member of the Brooklyn Nets. Jarrod, does Blake Griffin actually help the Nets? That's probably the better question.
Um, Look, theoretically he does, but there's a lot of people who are commenting on this. I've seen a lot in the media, a lot on the socials, where people seem to think this is maybe not 2015 Blake Griffin, but at the very least the Blake Griffin that first came to Detroit, that one that made an All NBA team that frankly wasn't an All Star. But this version of Blake Griffin, we covered it on our last pod when we did the mid-season awards. This is not the Blake Griffin that we knew. This is a guy who is averaging 12 points a game. Most of his shots, like more than half of his shots, are coming from beyond the arc. He's not the physical force he used to be. He hasn't dunked in a game since 2019. I mean, that's absurd to think about with this guy who used to jump over cars like they were nothing.
His field goal percentage is in the 30s.
Well, that's it. That's what happens when you're an average shooter and you're taking shots from the outside. Your field goal percentage is going to plummet, and his drops like a stone. What he can provide for this team is, outside of another person to put up in the store and they can sell a bunch of singlets, is he can provide, I guess, point forward play. Blake Griffin is an exceptional playmaking forward still. That's the only part of his game that hasn't regressed realistically, although his athleticism does take away from his ability to create angles. He can still give the Nets a really good option as a second unit playmaker, and that's one thing they really don't have. Having said that, when you've got Kyrie, KD, and Harden, you can split minutes and have an elite creator on the floor at all times anyway. But if they're resting, say, KD and Kyrie, and you've got Harden and Blake, you've got an excellent secondary playmaker there to play off of Harden. That's probably the only thing he does bring that will tangibly improve the Nets. But the one thing I've got to ask, they're saying they're going to play him as a small ball center. Outside of passing, what does Blake Griffin supply that they don't get from Jeff Green?
I don't know what, like Nick Claxton is a more springy athlete at this point, right?
That's the thing. He's a better out and out center. But if you're looking for a playmaking center who can shoot, great, I get that. You need to have a 4-5 type of option. But they've got Jeff Green. He is just better than Blake at this stage of Blake's career. And it hurts to say, because I love Blake Griffin, but he's just not what he was. And Jeff Green is a better option.
I do want to mention this. One of the reasons why I was so gung-ho about the Harden trade is because it does seem like Brooklyn's going to get every name on the buyout market, right? I feel like this was just the start.
Yeah, I think that was part of the bet that Sean Marks made, that he's thinking, well, if I can get these three, I will get,
I think Drummond's next.
Well, yeah, Drummond will either go there or the Lakers. But yeah, it's all those sort of players that will come on board. It's the the traditional Mitch Richmond to the Lakers move that seems to happen every single year. The one thing I will say is that Blake has been playing relatively high minutes. He's been playing starters minutes in Detroit, as his contract would dictate. But in Brooklyn, he's going to be a limited minutes player. If he plays well, he'll play, say 18 to 20 minutes a game. I expect he'll be in the 12 to 15 range at the most. Maybe, and this is the longest possible bow I can draw as to how Blake Griffin will help the Nets. Maybe in those short minutes, he doesn't wear himself down and a little bit of his former bounce comes back. If he's playing exclusively against second units, that craft that he's got, that knowledge that he has, might be able to eke out a few more positive possessions.
Yeah, the one, if you're going to look at a positive for this, for me, would have been, okay, he's going to play in the second unit. He's going to play limited minutes. And not only that, he's playing on a contender, right? So if he has any motivation left, hey, I'm not playing for Detroit anymore. This is go time. I actually have a chance to win a championship.
I don't think Blake Griffin's ever been the type to dog it, though. I think he's always been someone who's played hard. I guess there is another potentially positive aspect of going to Brooklyn. In Detroit, a lot of these threes have been, late shot clock because there's just no creators on that team, especially once Rose left, and he's not even a particularly creative for teammates type of player. You're looking at Jeremy Grant, you're looking at Killian Hayes before he got hurt. There's nobody else to create shots outside of Blake. So a lot of his threes were under pressure. In Brooklyn, he'll get threes on the wing where he can catch the ball, have a cuppa, and learn a language.
Should have a lot more space to operate.
Oh my God, yeah. Like he will not know what it's like. He'll feel lonely when he catches the ball. He'll have that much space. So maybe his shooting percentages can edge up, or the 3-point percentages can edge up to that, 37, 38 range. And if that happens, then he is a legitimate sniper off the bench. Again, I'm not confident that's happening. I'm out of respect for Blake Griffin, I'm trying to find positives to this move. But ultimately, I think it's a big name signing. And as you said, Trey, there's going to be a lot of those big name signings. I just don't think it's going to have any real tangible impact on what Brooklyn do in the playoffs.
Yeah, I wrote a couple weeks back. It just doesn't seem like the guy has anything left. But
No.
yeah.
No.
All right. That's going to do it for NBA Shorts. Make sure to follow Jarrod Prosser, Hey_it's_JP. Follow me, Trey Daubert. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.